everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to another video. So today I am so excited to be talking about Guillermo del Toro's new film, The Shape of Water, which I was highly anticipating. Guillermo del Toro is one of my favourite directors working today. He brings such new, fresh creative ideas to the film industry and he always brings original stories, which is why I love him. Guillermo del Toro has never once let me down as a director, so let's see if The Shape of Water is as good as his previous films. Once upon a time during the Cold War, a mute woman named Elisa, played by Sally Hawkins, works in a scientific experimental facility, and one night they get a new asset in the facility and Elisa goes to investigate and finds a sea-like creature who is also very human-like in a pool tank. Now Elisa finds a unique connection between her and the sea-like creature. The fact that she can't speak and the fact that he can't speak gives her the much needed communication that she has craved for her whole life. She's always felt alone as a human and they start to form a friendship. Now the first thing that struck me about The Shape of Water was the world that Guillermo del Toro sets his film in. Obviously it's set during the Cold War, there is tension between the Russians and the Americans and it's a very fantastical world. Obviously we have a sea-like creature living in it and obviously in the real world we would not see that, but also the use of colours and music and just overall, the whimsical atmosphere of the film definitely makes it otherworldly, but also very much set in our time, which is what I've always loved about Guillermo del Toro, him setting fantastical stories in the real world. It's not such a complicated world that he has to build around it, but it is very, very effective. It's a very dark story, but it's also filled with bright colours and whimsical music. The world was obviously helped out by the production design and the cinematography, and overall the aesthetic of this film is just beautiful. The deep greens and blues that are used in this film are just gorgeous. It is very pleasing to look at. I would expect nothing less from Guillermo del Toro since he makes nothing but beautiful films. So let's get down to the characters of the film. Our main character is a mute woman named Elisa. Sally Hawkins gives a fantastic performance here. She's strong and powerful and emotional just by using her actions. Obviously she can't use her voice in her acting, which I found phenomenal. I could really sympathise with and relate to the character of Elisa, which just is incredible. I really am rooting for her in next year's Oscars. Because obviously she's mute, there's a lot of use of sign language in this film, which I really, really liked. It's very rare to see the use of sign language in such a big production film, but I thought it was really, really effective considering her and this creature could communicate through sign language. Shannon plays the bad guy, Mr. Strickland, who is incredibly scary. He's very disturbing and creepy, but if anyone can pull that off, it's Shannon. He has one of those very creepy faces. So we have a powerful performance and a scary performance, but we also have some very comedic performances here, especially from Octavia Spencer, who plays the character of Zelda, who is Elisa's work colleague. She had some of the best lines. She was just hilarious. It's very reminiscent of her role in The Help. Their characters are very similar. And another comedic performance was Richard Jenkins as Elisa's neighbour Giles. I thought he was great in the film. I really loved his character. All of these characters were so well fleshed out that I just think the writing for them is incredible. And obviously as this sea-like creature we have Guillermo del Toro alumni Doug Jones, who always gives a fantastic performance even if he is under a latex costume. Him and Sally Hawkins have this really strange connection and they really bring it to their characters. It's just fantastic. As if the film looking so beautiful wasn't enough, the creature design is something sent from the heavens above. It looks so real and realistic. It is in competition with things like the apes in the Planet of the Apes trilogy. I really do think Hollywood need to learn a thing or two from Guillermo del Toro's creature design, because when he did the big budget blockbuster film Pacific Rim, the design of the kaijus and the Jaegers were incredible, and let's just face it, things like Transformers, Pirates of the Caribbean, anything that involves a big huge monster thing needs to step up their game if they want to compete with Guillermo del Toro. With any other Guillermo del Toro films, the story is wonderfully bizarre. It's quite light-hearted compared to his other films, especially Pan's Labyrinth, which I think there's definitely a similarity between the two because it is set in the real world in a real time. But The Shape of Water just has something very whimsical about it. I keep using that word, but it is very, very true. Because the film is light-hearted and funny, but also incredibly dark, I think the film kind of struggled with its tone, considering there are so many genres here. We have fantasy, comedy, kind of thriller, horror. elements in here. At the end of the film, somehow Guillermo del Toro has worked his director magic and weave them together perfectly. Guillermo del Toro, I'm so in awe of him. He is such a fantastic director. He can do no wrong in my eyes. The Shape of Water is another fantastic film by him. I can't wait to see what he does next. I seriously think this is Guillermo del Toro's best film since Pan's Labyrinth, and I cannot wait to see it again, although I will not be seeing it again till February next year because that's when it's officially released in the UK. Oh. That makes it sound like I illegally watched it, which I absolutely didn't. I saw it at the BFI London Film Festival and people clapped after it, and usually I would never clap after a film, but I had to clap for this. It's definitely a cinematic experience. Guillermo del Toro fans are going to love it. It's not going to be a film for everyone. It is quite bizarre and odd, but I absolutely loved it. Definitely go see it. So if you guys have seen The Shape of Water, let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments, and what is your favourite Guillermo del Toro film, let me know. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing lots more TV reviews and movie reviews for you guys very, very soon. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. My social media links, including my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and Letterboxd, are down below in the description. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye!